V, A, and again I, V, A, and again I, V, A, and again Ivan the Inspector!
Hi friends, Ivan the Inspector here, and today we're going to be inspecting a bulldozer. Won't you come along and learn with me? That's great, let's go. Look at this bulldozer! It's so big! That's awesome! Hey, what colors do you see here? Well, we've got the Caterpillar yellow, and we've got some black, and some silver in there too. Oh, that's so cool! Guess what? We get to check out this thing. We even get to drive it today. It's gonna be so much fun. All right, let's see what we can find out about this machine. You ready? So this machine is the Caterpillar D6, okay? It's a very popular bulldozer. It's got about 200 horsepower, which is super cool. And it's got this giant piece down here. Look at this. This is called the blade. Isn't that so awesome? We're gonna use this to push around some dirt. It's so awesome. Look how big it is. It's so wide. Now this is a very special blade. It can move 6 different ways. So you can tilt it like this, you can tilt it like that, you can rotate it like that. So many different options. It'll also help us move some dirt around. So cool. And look at this thing right here. We've got the track. Look how much mud is on it. Oh, it's awesome. We've got all these gears that will turn the track. And look at these things. You've got all this. This will grip the dirt, grip the mud to make sure that you can move around even in all this mud. Isn't that awesome? All right, let's see, what else can we find over here? Look at this, we've got some of these hydraulics. See this? This is what helps actually turn the blade, which is super cool. All right, let's see if we can jump up here. We've got this step, we've got a handle. Look at that, you actually can walk on the tracks. Isn't that so cool? Look at that, they're so cool. All right, and here we've got the engine, we've got some exhaust, so many different cool things. All right, let's see if we can figure out how to get into the cab, because that's really what we want to see, isn't it? Oh, here we go. And, oh boy. All right, not made for tall people, I guess. Here we go. All right. Here we are in the cab. That's so cool. So we've got our seat. Look at this. It's got a little bounce, a little cushion to it, which is super nice. Something you'll notice, the seat is angled, right? That means that it's not facing straight forward. It's actually turning a little bit. And the reason that you do that, here, come over here, look. If you look over here, all the way down there, you can see the blade. Do you see that? And when you're driving, that's what you gotta really be paying attention to, is the blade, because that's what's actually gonna be bulldozing all the dirt, right? So you've got it just like that. The other reason is, when you're backing up, you need to be able to see where you're going. So if you're angled a little bit, it's a little easier to look back. Isn't that so cool? All right, so we've got all of that. What else do we have here? Let's start on the floor. Look down here. We have these 2 pedals, right? So we've got the brake, and then this is the throttle. Now, something very interesting. You maybe have learned about cars or trucks, and you usually have a brake, and then you have a gas, and the gas makes you go. This one is actually the opposite. Pushing it down actually throttles it down. It's a little bit tricky, but we'll figure it out, I think. All right, let's see, what else can we find here? Ooh, so we've got these 2 different joysticks, all right? This one here, we're gonna use to turn, and then it also has some buttons on my side. It's a little hard to see, but that'll have us go backwards and forwards, which is super cool. And then this one over here, this controls the blade. So we'll pull it back to put the blade up, we'll push it to put the blade down. We can tilt it like that, and look at this, this one's really cool. We can use the thumb, and that will tilt the blade like that. It is super cool. And ooh, we got this button, I wonder what this does. That's such a loud horn, which is awesome. Okay. All right, let's see, what else do we have up here? Ooh, if you look all the way up here, it's kind of hard to see, but we've got some air conditioning and some heat, and we got a radio in there, which is pretty cool, and then we've got a bunch of buttons over here, which is super awesome. But hey, I have an idea. Before we actually get to drive this thing, do you think we could take a dance break? Come on, get up and dance with me, let's go! I feel so much better after that dance break, don't you? Thanks so much for getting up and dancing with me. Do you think we can actually start this machine? All right, let's see if we can figure this out. All right, so first we gotta sit down. Safety first. We've got our bright orange seatbelt, very important. So we've got our seatbelt on, okay? All right, let's see what else we got to do here. All right, we are ready to start it. All right, look at this. We've got a key and the ignition. So we'll go ahead and start this up. Oh, that was so awesome. We got that started up. All right, so I think that we're good to go. We got everything running. All right, making sure that we're good to go. Okay, I think we're ready to drive this thing. So, first up, we need to, here's the release. All right, we gotta close the door. Oh, we closed the door. Okay. So we've got a couple different controls that we're gonna be figuring out, and we'll see if we can, get this moving here. There, we'll go just like that. Perfect. All right, here we go. I'm feeling pretty good about this. So we're gonna put our foot on the brake, put the throttle all the way down, take the parking brake off. We're gonna put this bad boy in reverse, and we're gonna put the throttle up. You ready for this? It's gonna get louder. Oh. All right, we'll take our foot off the brake and the throttle. Parking brake is engaged, so let's take that off. 1 second here. And see if we can get going in reverse. 1 second. Parking brake engaged. 1 second, 1 second. There we go. All right, put it in reverse. There we go. Look at us go. Oh, this is awesome. All right, we're gonna turn. Gotta watch where we're going. This whole thing is so big. All right, let's slow the brake down. Here we go. Okay, I'll put it in drive. Oh, here we go. This Bulldozer has 3 different gears for going forwards and backwards, which is so cool. Means that we can go faster or slower, or, work with some different things here. So we're gonna use this joystick over here to turn. Gotta make sure we're watching where we're going. Look out for other machines, because usually a bulldozer will work on a job site or a work site, and there'll be all kinds of different machines, right? So you gotta make sure that you're communicating with everyone, that you're watching where other people are going. Very important. So I'm going through this. Yep, here we go. We'll turn. Look how big this blade is. Here we go. All right, here we go. We're gonna slow down. Let's put our blade down. Here we go. Put our blade down. And yep, let's see if we can get it onto the ground just a little bit. There we go. And here we go. Push. Oh, look at us. Oh, that's awesome. Using that blade. Here, let's see if we can push some of this mud around. Yeah, oh, look at that. Oh, look at that. That's amazing. All that mud. That's so cool. Here, let's see if we can get some of this stuff over here. Put the blade down a little further. Whoa. Oh, that's awesome. Digging through all of that muck. Oh, that's awesome. Here we go. Whoa. Really dig into it. Oh, I saw him. Oh, that's so much fun. Let's drive around here. Here we go. Vroom, ba, 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 boom. Yeah.
Bulldozer, you gotta move that dirt on over. Bulldozer, gotta smooth out the grade. Bulldozer, you gotta move that dirt on over. Bulldozer, with a mighty blade.
keeping my foot on the brake to slow us down a little bit, and pushing down the throttle a little bit to slow us down. Pull up the blade a little bit. Here we go. Oh, yeah, here we go. Yep, and then we'll slow us down. And yep, there we go. All right, let's put us back into neutral. Put the parking brake on. We'll put this down a little bit. There we go, awesome. Now we can turn this off. Looks like that worked. Okay, wait for it to shut down. Engine shutdown happening. Delayed, not override. Okay, 1 second. Yeah, there we go. So cool. That was so cool. Thank you so much to Day of Dozers in Minnesota for having us out to check out this cool machine. They're doing it as a charity for Children's Hospital. If you'd like to donate, we'll put a link in the description below. Hey, thank you so much for coming along and learning about bulldozers with me today. If you'd like to check out more of my episodes, type in Ivan the Inspector. Bye!